Guns are expensive and fragile, I think. Besides, I got kids, can't have guns around them, and sometimes a sharp blade is enough to keep folks at bay.
Why do you need intimidation tactics?
From time to time, people need a lesson in respect. That's just the way it is. Back in the day, I caught the eyes of many men. And believe me, men need a lesson in manners from time to time.
Can I borrow the sword?
No, I'm afraid not. Tempting to confiscate the blade I used to keep these animals in check? You would put me in an early grave.
So where are all the men now?
Some went to patch their wounds, their lesson learned. Others were more thick-headed. And one of them, I ended up marrying.
Where's your husband now?
Gone.
Gone where?
To the waves. The sea took him. It was a long time ago.
Oh.
He didn't respect the sea. Went out there, drunk like a skunk, and sure enough, one day the boat was found floating empty. The bloated corpse turned up 2 weeks later. Now, before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss, know that it was 4 years ago, and I've moved on. There's only so much mourning you can do for a drunk with sinewy muscles.
She really liked those muscles, though. It's in the way she pronounces sinewy.
Time really is the best cure for sorrow, isn't it?
Us working folk don't have the luxury to be bedsick with melancholy. I buried him, mourned for an appropriate amount of time, and went on. Life didn't really change that much for me and the kids.
She glances at the village where two little kids are playing with what look like rocks.
She looks like she's ready to go on a date with another, better, drunk. Ask her. Both of you could need some action.
I don't think that's gonna work. Granted, I think I have a better shot with this lady than I did with the nightclub dancer, but 3% chance. Don't know a good spot yet. Explore the coast. Kim's presence makes it awkward. It does make it awkward. That's true. That is true. Okay, so I gotta find like a real romantic spot. I gotta wait till Kim fucks off again, and then I'm gonna rock her world with all this debois. Is that your boat?
Sure is. The sun, I call her, coated with a fresh layer of tar just yesterday. It'll take some time for it to dry, assuming the sunny days continue.
Sunny days?
Aye. Sunny days. You got a problem with that?
No, ma'am. We have no quarrel with sunny days.
Good. It would have been bad news had it turned out it wasn't a sunny day. Bad news for the skiff, bad news for the nets, bad news for the kids.
Oh, Christ. She is far deeper in denial than I realized. She did recognize that the youth center will be nothing but a detriment to her.
There's a moment's silence. She looks at the rain streaming down the yellow belly of the boat.
When do you think the boat will be ready?
In time, when the sea turns and the winds settle, she will be ready.
My prediction, it will be at least 2 days.
Be seeing you. What are these doing in the fish? What does that mean? Oh shit, there's some Franco-Nigerian cavalry boots. Good old calf-length cavalry boots. Mount that horse and ride into the night. The heel comes in handy too. It definitely makes you some good 5 centimeters taller, but could it be that it's also making you sharper, more perceptive to your surroundings now that you've gained a new perspective? +1 perception because of a view from above. Okay, yeah, I don't give a fuck about indirect modes of taxation. That is not me. Oh my god, look at those boots. Fancy. Hey, so, a little observation. It's all cool, man. Don't freak out. But every time you say, I am the law, and you say it a lot, it's basically hello for you. Your jaw does this weird thing. It sort of shifts sideways, hanging off your face at a jaunty angle, while the word law sounds oddly guttural and low. It's strange. You wouldn't notice it, but after saying the law 80,000 times, the question does come up. Why do you have Lawjaw? I am the law. This boat is floating freely in the water, unmoored. I think that's just to illustrate how abandoned this fishing village is. The planks creak beneath my weight. The ladder leads to a school of fish swimming in the kelp. So there's an abundance of fish. I saw a monkfish when I was looking at my car as well, so there's just no fishermen. Is there just no market for fish in Disco Elysium or in Revachol? Are the oceans like so teeming with fish that it's like dirt cheap? It's like cheaper than corn. That could explain why this place is such a shithole, despite such an abundance of their sole industry, sole resource, whatever you want to call it. Inside, I hear the cozy sound of some kind of heater sputtering. The street sign is illegible below the graffito. Hard to see the details. The colors, all warm and welcoming, are cozy though. Oh, this is a lovely little place. It feels safe and warm in here. I like outside. Hello.
Hello, mister.
A young girl, barely 4 or 5 years old, sits on the sofa. She is looking at me with frank curiosity.
She clutches a small stuffed animal. Occasionally, she twirls it around.
I heard there was a girl here who has armored gloves. Is that you?
Oh, I had gloves. Very big ones. Heavy, too.
Where did you get these gloves?
Found them when Lemmy and I were playing hide and seek. In an empty house. Where no one lives. I think someone hid them there.
And where are the gloves now?
I hid them. The twins were going to take them. They're stupid.
She lifts her stuffed toy up and looks into its one remaining eye as though searching for confirmation.
We are going to need those gloves. It's for important police business.
He enunciates the last 2 words carefully.
Oh.
She doesn't seem to understand, but the lieutenant's tone has conveyed to her the important part.
They're in my sandcastle. Behind our house. Under the sand. You can break the castle. It's not very good.
Are you Lillian's daughter?
Yes, I am. Little Lily. Do you know my mom?
Yes, we met earlier.
That's nice. My mom is great. She's never angry or anything.
What is that? Point at the stuffed bird hanging from the ceiling.
It's a grouse.
She yelps, smiling broadly.
Wasn't Gar, the cafeteria manager, trying to repair a piece of taxidermy?
Can I have it?
Sure. Just go and get it. I don't like it anyways. It looks angry.
Maybe he'll stop having a fucking stick up his craw if I replace the damn bird.
All right. You just need to grab it from the ceiling and go.
Goodbye.
Bye.
The girl's large, curious eyes remain fixed on me. Ruffed grouse taxidermy. Industrial coal pellets burn with an orange glow. Alright, let's go get them gloves out of that sandcastle. I won't get the full set, but I'll at least have acquired some of it. That's something. Is this the sandcastle? She was right, this is terrible. Terrible sandcastle.
Weather has not been kind to Lily's little sandcastle. The once mighty towers are quickly eroding away. You can see something shining back to you from what must have been a vast underground catacomb network.
Oh, I remember that. I remember that from being a kid in the sandbox. Motherfuckers who were able to make, like, intricate tunnels. They ruled the sandbox. Reach in and pull out the shiny object.
The walls and floors give way to the giant's greed, collapse and present you with a pair of ceramic gauntlets.
Congratulations. That's the gauntlets down then. We're doing good on the armor collection front.
Yeah, I guess from police work's perspective, I wanted the fucking armor for myself. Oh, wow. Clenching and unclenching your fist has never been so fun. The tiny ceramic plates make a lovely clicking sound when your fingers move. The gloves are a bit sandy, but the grip is phenomenal. +2 interfacing because of the strength in digits. Whereas +1 electrochemistry. Alright, yep. Fancy gloves. Oh, wow. Look at that shit. That really is armor. God, I really want to see Harry in the full suit now. He'd be unstoppable. The dead body of a grouse stuffed with some unknown material. From a distance, it might just pass off as the real thing. The bird itself looks extremely ruffled and slightly grumpy.
As you fold your fingers into a fist, you realize you could knock anyone out with one punch. The white ceramic gloves wrap around your digits comfortably. Your movements cause tiny little clicks, like dice rolling somewhere far away, as the plates reorient to your motions.
Decked out in future armor. Like a cop ought to be.
The hardened vitreous enamel, at once sleek and light, adds a glow to your cheeks and a spring to your step. Just imagine what a full suit of this stuff could do.
Stop rubbing it in. I've already had to forfeit, like, the legs and the breastplate. Actually, it wasn't the breastplate, was it? That was already off of him. It was just the legs.
You really do feel more confident. Invulnerability does that. Even partial invulnerability.
I can't even fucking fully get behind looking for the rest of it, because I already know that half of it's forfeited. This is long sought-after enemy technology. I can't just enjoy it. I must study it.
Remember, this is a highly specialized kinetic redistributor meant to stop bullets. Wear it. Observe its properties. See if there's a weakness in the design. For the day you have to fight someone covered in the same material.
Oh shit, is that the boss battle at the end? Is that like the boss battle? You fight that scab guy? Maybe it's Everard. He actually stands up and he reveals that he's not obese. He looks like that like senator guy in Metal Gear, that really muscly guy. It really hurts to punch this armor. A sword wouldn't even leave a scratch. A bullet would bounce right off. Still, there must be some flaw in it that would allow you to stand your ground against this dangerous enemy technology. You just have to figure out what it is, possibly by beating yourself while wearing it, shooting yourself? Let's see. Hello everyone. It's been a couple of months since I last played this game myself. In the time since, I started mixing substances with alcohol, developed a psychosis, and subsequently went to rehab. So there'll likely be a tonal shift from my preceding videos to this one. Because unlike Harry, I am now sober. But regardless, I still intend on completing this game. And if anything, I believe my production schedule will probably accelerate compared to the sporadic uploads of the past. Okay, that's appropriate. Let's ask Kim to brief us on the case again.
Yes?
Tell me about the case.
What do you want to know?
If we're from different precincts, why are we on the same case?
I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition.
What do you mean by that?
You don't know? I assumed you were in on it.
You know what I'm in on. Retrograde amnesia.
Better still than an imbecilic cop-off.
Cop-off?
It's just stupidity. Was there anything else you wanted to know about the case?
Would you say this is a mysterious case?
No, it's not a particularly mysterious case.
That's all I needed to know.
The lieutenant adjusts his collar. It doesn't look like he wants the case to be more mysterious.
Literally anything about it. I can't remember a single thing.
Ah, yes. The case brief you missed. Now I remember.
Brief, yes. That sounds good.
3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute.
Why didn't we know anything about the caller?
They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex.
Why hide themselves?
There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
Alright, thank you, I understand now.
Just to be clear, we are police officers. It's our job to find the killer. That's the case. Uncover and arrest the killer.
Understood, that's all I need for now.
Good.
So this is something I've definitely done before. But similar to Harry, every time I played this game, I didn't remember the preceding session. So it's something I'll have to do again. I don't want to do that immediately, though. I don't enjoy talking to neither Kuno nor Gart. I found my badge. I can speak to Joyce now. That actually sounds like something that's worth doing. Let's keep exploring. Quick travel unlocked. Church. Well, it certainly is a church, isn't it? Someone must have worked hard to smash the plastic dome.
A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. You could use it to call someone, unless you're out of change. You hear the tone. The machine is inoperable.
Let's dial a random number.
Calling. Still calling. This feels wrong. Should you be doing this?
Okay, so it likely isn't a random number. It's just a number that I don't remember who it belongs to.
End of tone. Someone picks up.
Pierre? Is that you, Pierre?
The voice is female and sounds about 100 years old. No, this is not Pierre.
Do you have any news about Pierre?
Who is Pierre?
He's my sister's grandson. He used to visit me as a lad. Fine young man. But who are you then? A salesman of some sort? Modern goods are rubbish, and I can't afford them anyhow. It's a shame what you did to our country.
The woman moans and the phone lines howl in unison with her. No, I'm a police officer.
To hell with the police. To hell with you.
Her voice is drowned in white noise. Sounds like waves washing a beach, growing in volume until the call suddenly disconnects. You get a sinking feeling. It makes you look if Lieutenant Kitsuragi overheard you. To your relief, he did not.
Let's try a different number.
Calling.
I suspect that Pierre must have been a case I was assigned to that I was unable to solve. My guess is her grandnephew fell victim to crime or drugs or any number of things.
Still calling. Someone with a masculine voice picks up.
Hello, Gerard speaking.
Hello, Gerard. Technically speaking, you're electricity. No, what you are is a surprise. Get his wife on the phone.
Hey, Gerard, get your wife for me, will you?
Who is this?
It's Pierre, and I put her on. I don't like waiting.
Who the fuck do you think you are talking to me like that?
Guillaume le Million.
Very funny, asshole. Why don't you grow up? Oh, and Disco is dead.
I kind of threw him a bone with that, because I felt if I had it going with the "I'm fucking your wife" line, that could have led to like a domestic violence situation or something, but now I've given him something to latch on to recognize that this is just functionally a prank call.
Phone hanging up. Disconnect tone.
It's enough for now. With everything this game's shown me and presented to me so far, I imagine that if I keep dialing random numbers, eventually there'll be something of substance. But we'll deal with that in another point.
Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It smells really bad.
Take a closer look.
It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth. It seems likely that it was left in the surf until someone laid it out on this fence to dry out. Unfortunately, that just seems to have stiffened it into a shapeless mass.
Yeah, salt water. You have to wash it with fresh water.
Please tell me you're not taking that with you.
It might be a clue.
A clue? You think our suspect is a seagull who's been defecating on unsuspecting jackets?
It could have been multiple seagulls.
A poet could write a dozen verses and still not begin to capture the profound vexation in that sigh.
Yeah, it was pretty vexing, wasn't it?
You should still take it.
Filthy jacket. Where is it? Oh, good. It doesn't give me the option of wearing it. This filthy rag has been at the mercy of the elements for quite some time. It's streaked with seagull shit and abnormally stiff from God knows what natural process. I can't even tell what brand it is.
As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound.
Man, how did this jacket get so disgusting?
It's a sordid, filthy tale, not for the weak. Are you sure you can stomach it? Some secrets are better left uncovered. Don't even try. Seriously.
I'm not going to think about it then.
Good choice. The less you think about the jacket, the better.
Well, on second thought, let's do think about it.
It occurs to you that you're not even holding the jacket itself, but rather the thick crust of jetsam and seagull shit that ensconces it.
Jetsam. So from what I understand, if I'm recalling correctly, there's jetsam and flotsam. Jetsam is like detritus found in the water, whereas flotsam is like cargo that's been intentionally thrown overboard. I don't really know what the purpose of that would be. Maybe if a ship was sinking, you'd try to like reduce the amount of weight on it. I don't know, that feels kind of futile.
It smells like a dead sea creature, tangled in grey strands of seaweed. It must have spent quite some time in the water before the tide deposited it ashore.
Gross.
Why? Why did you think about it? Look at your hands. They're covered in muck.
Ew, ew, ew.
Now you're just flicking that shit everywhere. This is a disaster. You'll never get the smell out.
Gross. Can I discard this? No, I can't. I'm stuck with it. You'd think I would have just tossed it to the ground. I guess that's not how Harry rolls. I think the reason there's like something, what I assume is like wax or something inside the bottle, so I can't look inside my tear bag. But I'm guessing now that must just be a way of them like reducing like the volume of beer inside of it without having to like resize the bottles that they probably already had mass produced. Just another example of fucking capitalism fucking the common man. Wait, is it? No, never mind. Harry is a capitalist. I forgot. Never mind. I take that back. A coin-operated weighing machine. Hasn't been used for a decade. Vagrants have recently painted the top red. Water drips from it. Oh my. Okay, well I definitely don't need these because they have the same perception effect, but they give me +1 Inland Empire, which is a part of my weakest stat, so let's go ahead and throw these on. Megabino's prescription lenses. Whose idiotic idea was square and beige plastic frames anyway? Beige is a color that does not look good on anyone. Not to mention that seeing the world through these exceedingly thick lenses feels almost nauseating. +2 encyclopedia because I discover my inner Beano, but -1 perception because of the nausea-inducing hell glasses. Well, they look terrible, I will concede that. It makes you look like the kid from A Christmas Tale or A Christmas Story, whatever it is. But +2 encyclopedia, which synergizes with my strongest stat? Hell yeah. Just like the frog hat, I'm disappointed with the actual model. I was hoping I'd have like massive pupils or something. I'll just keep this in my hand. It makes me look more imposing anyway. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the hell? Oh, I see what's happening. I'm clashing with the model of Kim. Get the fuck out of my inventory, Kim. What the hell? No boundaries. Postcard Curon 33. This one is hell written on its back. It cannot be further from the truth. It's the boom years, and Curon, the nicest district in Revachol West, is enjoying a sun-drenched day. Tall and handsome buildings rise from the riverside, steel, iron, and yellow limestone, with cloud shadows sliding on the facades. A makeshift roof. Vagrants have tried to make the boardwalk habitable. Yeah, that's not too bad. I mean, I've seen settlements in Fallout 4 that look shittier than this, so... That tarp will keep out neither rain, nor snow, nor wind. Better than nothing. Jeez, you're in a sorry state, aren't you? Oh, shit. Careful there. These floorboards look rotten and weak. I certainly do.
The smell. It's awful and familiar.
Isn't it just the rotting fish?
Don't be naive.
What is it, then?
Don't you recognize it? That hideous pungency. That faintly cloying sweetness. Only death smells like that. Something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. Fear.
They're already dead. They drank themselves to death.
It is death. It must be.
Heads up, Lieutenant. Something's not right here.
The lieutenant has already brought a handkerchief to his nose.
Rather poignant for me, finding a man who succumbed to his alcoholism completely. Died either of poisoning or exposure, probably a combination of both.
There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin.
Examine the tear.
2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka and a can of black potent porter is all you find. No, there's more in there. Livis strawberry liquor, plus some Pilsner bottles too. Better not pick them up. They seem unhygienic.
That strikes me as a manifestation of Harry's subconscious desire to stop drinking.
A tragedy.
The lieutenant looks in the can, eyes watering from the smell. Examine the cigarette package.
Whoever tossed it here was a heavy smoker. The brand name reads Red Astra. Red Astra is the black market version of Astra cigarettes, known for their high tar content.
Examine the kebab wrapper.
You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato wedge. The wrapper reads Shish Kebab Revachol. It's no older than a day or two. No mold yet. It's hard to concentrate in the smell. The sea air brings some relief. A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper.
Apricot, I presume.
Half of his body has slipped between the cracked boardwalk, starting with the right leg. The fall has left him broken, contorted like a sad puppet.
Oh, I see. So he was drunk. Didn't test his weight properly on the boards or whatever. Fell through and then snapped his neck on this bench.
The smell is not as bad as a 2-week-old corpse, but it's definitely heading there.
God.
Hold on.
The lieutenant squats next to the corpse and examines his face. 2 bulging eyes stare back at him, void of any signs of life.
Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is, he's been dead for 2 days. No longer. We need to investigate.
He stands up and shivers as a gust of wind blows through his bomber jacket.
Calm now. Carefully. Just another day. Just another dead body. Breathe.
Study the man himself.
The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench. Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still dangling through the hole. A bad fall. It might have been dark outside. This place is a minefield in the dark.
Especially while drunk. Examine his face.
His expression is dull, like the sea behind him. Drops of water shining on his moustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze.
I imagine they're frightening for both a combination of, animalistic revulsion and also Harry seeing a little bit of himself in the dead man.
Height, 170 to 175 centimeters. Curly hair, stout build. Age, approximately 50 to 60 years.